Welcome back to the channel, everyone. This is No Dust here, and we are going to resume our No Epics, Legendaries, or Adventure card Rogue Ladder Climb. So, let's get back into it. As we can see here, we've reached rank 14, but I do expect that we'll face some very stiff competition this time. Let's go. Okay, going first. That's an interesting question. Should I keep Horse Rider going first? It'll clear one of his totems for me. Should I keep it? Should I keep it? What's a Shaman turn 3? Shaman turn 3 tends to be... I mean, you might have Unbound. Let's throw it back. Might be a mistake. Let's see how we go. Okay, this is better. This is better. MCT actually is a wonderful, really good card against Shaman. A really good card actually against any class that puts minions on the board as its hero power, or focuses on putting minions on the board. And Shaman, just by virtue of the totemic call, makes it so that MCT is very likely to hit something. Okay, and this is fine here. I'll just double swing. Do I clear? Do I clear? The danger is that if he totemic calls into a healing totem, I can still clear with my weapon next turn if he totemic calls into a healing totem. Or if he totemic calls into a taunt. No, it's fine. I think I'll take the risk. It's a 1 in 4. Actually, no, he's already overloaded. I forgot about that. Let me note that down. Totem golem. Let me say coin-totem golem. On turn 1 usually locks out Shaman's turn 2. Yeah, because Shaman they don't tend to do much with... You know what? I want to save the MCT. Shaman, whatever, don't tend to be able to do much with 1 mana. You know, they do have Lightning Bolt, they do have Rock Biter. But against the board like a Buccaneer, I don't know how useful that would be. Okay, let's swing. Let's improve our weapon, just to show, so we have 6 damage showing on the board. Not so much for the Shaman's face, more so for board control, so that I can protect my Drake. That's what's so powerful about the Rogue's weapon. Okay, so you're rock bitering now. I wonder if you had that on that turn when the Totem Golem overloaded you. Interesting. Do I need to clear this? Is this a mandatory clear? I don't think so. Your battle cries trigger twice. You're not going to be able to coin into fire elemental. That's the main thing. I think I Drake here. If I find a backstab, that's great. I don't find a backstab. I think I hold my weapon. Yeah, since I have the oil, I think I hold my weapon. The Drake challenges the brand directly. I don't know. Okay, that's interesting. That's a good play. You get double draw from the Drake. But I do get a free clear. And I can go Horse Rider. I can clear Horse Rider, Earthen Ring. Or is it better to play Sunwalker? I think Horse Rider, Earthen Ring is better here. I want to force out the Lightning Storm. And having said that, I will heal my Drake instead of my face. So the Lightning Storm needs to clear the Drake. He needs to totemic call Lightning Storm and try to roll high. But obviously that's not what he did. I think this is fine. I can Shaman. They do have burst. I need to be a little bit careful against the Shaman's burst. But being so far ahead in board tempo, I mean, at a certain point at 9 mana, I can weapon Fan Oil, and that generally will end the game. Okay, that's fine, because Fan will deal tons and tons of damage. Okay, that's fine. And Spell-Empowered Fan will be really useful. Now, running that, I don't think you're running too much burn in your deck if you're running a Tomb Spider. So let's see how we go. Okay, Argus works too. So let's Fan first. Okay, if I weapon up, I can't Argus. So let's flippity flip. Flippity flip. I'm protecting my Drake, then I will develop the Argus. Very powerful board against the Shaman. You'd have to Elemental Destruction this. And Elemental Destruction deals 4 to 5 to all things on the board. We have a very powerful position here. Yeah. And all thanks to that, I think that Totem Golem play, that coin-totem Golem play. I'm not a huge fan of coin-totem Golem. And I think we're done. So I can sap weapon, oil. Oil adds 7 damage. That's 12 plus 7. We're not quite done. So I think what I will do is develop the Kraken. Put some more board pressure on. And next turn I can sap weapon oil or assassinate oil, so on and so forth. He has to play so defensively. Unless he has... the thing that I should be afraid of is burn. So crackle, lightning bolt, things like that. And that's definitely possible in a Shaman deck. And that is, I think, how a Shaman would ideally beat a rogue opponent. But we got lucky this time, and there was no such crackling nonsense. And we're still win streaking. I really like that. That actually gives me a little bit of leeway to lose a couple of games here and there. And I do think we will drop a couple of games. I think that this Shaman opponent was uncharacteristically... Like, it was a good matchup for the rogue. Anyway, next game. Okay, I'm not keeping the Eviscerate. The Buccaneer is great, and then turn 2 weapon up is excellent, and then Scarlet Crusader. That's not too bad. That's not too bad a curve. MCT is also great. Picking up the MCT here, very good against, again, like I said, Pally and Shaman, who make things on the board, and great against Muster. I would expect you to be coining Muster on turn 2 to deal with this thing. Basically, that's the only answer a Paladin has to a Buccaneer, and saving for coin Muster. Having said that, I'm going to save my weapon. There's no reason to spend the weapon charges. I'm going to save the weapon charges for the dudes. I'm sensing coin Muster. Anyway, so that previous game, I think what really turned the game for me was the coin totem golem from my Shaman opponent locking out his turn 2. I think that... Do I fan? Yeah, it's not... I'm not going to get many better fans, I think.
Well played.
Be quiet. I don't want to see that. Do I swing? No, this isn't going to be a game about health totals until later on. I think I saved the weapon just to have a second muster. Okay, that's fine. The second muster really slows him down. I think I do this. Do I develop the Buccaneer? No, I think I hold the Buccaneer. So this effectively takes 2 of the dudes to trade in. If he chooses not to trade them in, I stand to gain some value from... Okay, so he's going to protect one of the dudes. Fair. Okay. That's fine, I have a second for the Crusade. And now he's going to have to use something else to deal with it. I don't think he's going to run the Shredder into it. It's a little too disadvantageous to trade a Shredder into a 3-drop. And that's exactly why I have 2 copies of Scarlet Crusader. It does so much work. Okay, so this is... he's looking to get some... Okay. Well, now the daggers don't really matter so much. Okay, interesting. Drake. I think I Drake here. I Drake, and then I Deadly to clear... Ooh, that's really good, actually. That's one of the best combos you can get. Drake into Backstab. Now, my Drake will die for free to the piloted Shredder, but picking up the Backstab allowed me to basically slow down the Pally. This is with Double Muster and Knife Juggler, and I'm not seeing any secrets. This isn't a Dr. Six deck. This is like an early like it's like an aggro pally / mid-range tempo pally.
Well met.
Yeah, definitely. Now, if you hero power up, I'm going to have a really nice MCT.
Reporting for duty.
So let's see how we go.
Engaging TC-130.
Nice.
Here we go.
I wonder if he well played there. That's exactly what I was looking for. So MCT is so strong against things like Silverhand Regent. And Imp Master, things like that. Not great against things like Face Hunter, since Face Hunter, you generally need to slow them. Like, if you get to play an MCT against a Face Hunter, you're basically dead anyway. Okay, here's a Consecrate. That's fine, you're spending most of your turn to play Consecrate, and then you're gonna Dude. And I can swing to clear the Dude, giving me a full turn to do whatever I need to do. Hopefully I pick up something that I can play. Ah, that's good.
Here we go.
Unfortunately, I can't combo it, but that's fine. Having this big body on the board is great. I haven't seen the second shredder. This will challenge the second shredder very, very nicely. Okay, there's the boom. Flurry. I think I need to deal with this. Assassinate. And I will swing first, just in case the 2 boom bots clear my stuffs. And flurry. Oh, well, there was a very little chance for the 2 boom bots to clear my stuff because I don't know if I should have swung there, but the health totals it's actually getting quite low now, so I think it's worthwhile since I'm going to most likely be playing Kraken next turn. So that was a fairly okay. So yeah, it's like a mid-range pally that I need my sap. Ooh, there it is. There it is. Okay, good. Yeah, we're gonna push for damage.
Here we go.
Oh, so close. I think probably if I had been able to get a little bit more damage down, the Kraken could have finished him. Likely that he's going to play the Tyrion again because it is so defensive. That sap did help. Okay. So he's gonna clear and then Tyrion. Yeah, that makes more sense. That's more powerful. Okay. You know what? I'm gonna have to go past. Yeah, and I'm not running into the Tyrion. I can't afford to take that sort of damage. If I run into the Tyrion, he gets to... Yeah, I think I'm just going to leave it. And this is going to come down to the wire. So there's 7 damage here. Pallies don't tend to have a lot of burst.
I have no time for games.
Okay, let's not burst. That's fine, that's fine. Ah, he was playing around MCT. How intelligent of you. If I find any more damage, you're dead. Any more damage. Now we're looking for. Let me just bring up my deck list. Looking for Eviscerate. Looking for Second Valiant. MCT. We already spent the MCT. Sprint into Eviscerate. That's really what I'm looking for. So yeah, this is going to come right down to the wire. So I have a 1 in 13 chance of picking up Sprint. Yeah, there's just so many high quality cards in the mid-range deck. This just really shows off the power of the early mid-game of the Pally. So you have so much power, and then you get to... I'm sorry. Didn't need the Sprint, just needed the Eviscerate. And sometimes, you have all this early mid-game power, but you're a little slow. And that sap on the Tyrion, really changed the game for me. So we got chicken dinner, excellent. Really happy about that. 300 wins already? Serious? It must have been from doing, random stuff. Right, rank 13 achieved. I don't expect to stay here at rank 13. That win against the Paladin was actually really very RNG. I think that I could have facilitated that win a little bit better if I had swung my dagger a little earlier, and I wouldn't have needed that top deck to finish the game. But, these things happen. Sometimes you get lucky, sometimes they get lucky. Okay, let's queue up. Okay, do I want Scarlet Crusader against... If I'm keeping the backstab, I don't think I want... I can coin out the Crusader on turn 2. What am I doing on turn 1? No, I think I throw it back. The backstab is going to be excellent. If this is a... This is a fine hand, and the fan is great as well. Fan is excellent against Implosion, as would MCT. Yeah, so that previous Pally game,
Happy feast of winter.
I really won because I had the sap in hand when that Tyrion came down, and forcing him to spend an equality. I mean, the quality play didn't make a difference, but okay, I'm not comboing this out. I'm just going to develop this. I'm feeling a hand lock here. Yeah, so forcing him to spend another 8 mana to play Tyrion again just gave me just that one turn. Like, I would have lost if that Tyrion had been on the board and been able to attack for that one turn, but the sap put it back into his hand and forced him to, well, he didn't have to develop it again, but he chose to develop it again, which is, Tyrion is really slow. That's the thing with Tyrion. I mean, like, he waits a turn to attack, and even when he does attack, he only deals 6 damage. You're paying 8 mana to deal 6 damage eventually. Interesting. This is a golden monkey warlock. Monkey warlock. We faced one of these golden monkey decks previously. Was against. I'm blanking here. Backstab. Yep. I think just vanilla backstab. Run this in. Then I will Argus up. Now this is actually quite weak to Hellfire. I wonder if this deck runs Hellfire. It might. Yeah, quite weak to Hellfire, but it's going to cost you 4 mana to do, so... Okay, Drake. This is one of the best answers to Drake, actually. Okay, so you're going to spend a Soulfire to get rid of one of my taunts. Ooh, that's painful. That's really painful. That means I can push... I think I do push weapon, coin, oil, yeah. I'm going to push. Or do I clear? No, I'm pushing. We have Assassinate to finish you, and your health is so low that, I mean, your mana is so low that I should be able to finish you if we're lucky. This is, I don't know. Sometimes against the hand lock, you just need to go for it. Otherwise, they're going to get to the late game. They're going to get to that mana point when they can start dropping giants and taunting giants. It's not feasible to. Sometimes it's better just to play hyper aggressive. Okay, let's see. So we forced out the Reno early. That's not too bad. Okay. That early Reno has been forced out. That's fine. Do I assassinate here? I think I Drake Oil. Yeah, I think I Drake Oil to clear the board.
Here we go.
So he's reset the game with Reno, but that coin oil play wasn't too bad because it forced out a Reno, and it forced him to play slow. But the Reno in a Warlock is really strong in my opinion. You get all these free taps off. Okay, that's fine. As long as you rolled 4, that's fine. We have a fan in hand to deal with that. That's very much. The MCT fan is fine. I could have just straight up fanned, but I think taking this guy is good. Not many. I think against this sort of deck, I don't think this sort of deck will be filling up the board too often, aside from a big implosion like that. It's not a zoo deck. It doesn't aim to really fill up the board and do I assassinate here? No, I can send you. I think I just weapon up. Do I swing with the weapon? So many considerations. I can protect. No, I don't swing. I developed the Loot Hoarder to give me some more options in the future. Shadow Flame on this is not too bad, but we saw that one Shadow Flame already left his hand. So we'll see how things go. The Assassinate is going to be really handy if he ever gets that Golden Monkey combo off. If he ever manages to find, like, say, a Tyrion in hand, the Assassinate will come in really handy. The reason I'm not swinging here is he's likely to... He may run it into the Senjin. If he doesn't and my board survives, I can go trade Kraken and then use the MCT to tank the second form of the Sludge, giving me, once again, a big board. And there is no Reno. There may be some board clears, but you can't run that much. How do I say? You can't run... if you run so many answers that you don't have a win condition, it becomes problematic for you. Okay, what are you doing? Oh, okay, I see that. Oh, you're going to go for damage. Interesting. Interesting. Now, I'm very vulnerable to MCT here. I'm not MCT, sorry. BGH. MCT, why did I say MCT? This is fine. Okay. We clear this. And the Shredder doesn't get any really favorable trades. Obviously, you could trade into the Kraken and then Soulfire it, or Dark Bomb it. That's definitely something you could do. So yeah, I'm deciding to leave the Shredder alive once again with Death Rattle minions. Let your opponent trigger the Death Rattles if possible. Hard with Shredder, since Shredder presents so much threat. Is there a Shadow Flame coming? Why would you swing at my face? Anyway, as we wait for our Warlock opponent to do his thing, a Siphon, interesting. As we wait for our Warlock opponent to finish his turn, I just wanted to talk quickly about the news that the card back. Okay, well, Tavern Brawl is coming. Let me reiterate. Tavern Brawl is coming out tomorrow. Let me get back on that tangent once this is done. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. Okay. Yeah. There's no way for... Actually, there is a way for me to clear, and I think I do need to push. I want to push. This is a lot of damage, and we already saw that one Shadow Flame went out. I don't think this deck runs double Shadow Flame. It may run one Hellfire. So we're playing right into AoE, but that's okay. And my cat is going berserk. Yeah, I'll deal with you in a moment. Okay. Have you got a heal bot? Oh, okay, interesting. Okay, that's fine. I'm just going to ignore the boom bots. I'm going to ignore the boom bots and go for damage. The brand boom combo it's okay, but I think it would have been much better to combo, say, a heal bot, brand heal bot. Anyway, so talking about the tomorrow's brawl. Tomorrow's brawl is going to be some sort of gifting type brawl, but the main thing about it is that you got a twisting ever. Interesting. 3 bombs. No, not the worst bombs. I need a sprint. This is fine. I will develop this. Your health is so low. I don't think you can't afford to tap anymore. I wonder if you're running Healbot. So tomorrow's brawl. I'm not sure about the mechanics of the brawl. I will be trying to get out a Tavern Brawl Shenanigans First Impressions video. But
My eyes are open.
what am I saying? Okay, Buccaneer is fine here. I think I do. I have to spend my mana. So tomorrow's brawl, yeah, not sure about the mechanics, but what is actually happening tomorrow is that the brawl reward. So usually you win the brawl and you get a free classic pack. It's no longer a free classic pack. It's the card back. Now I wonder if that is going to be the case for the rest of the brawls, like forever and ever and ever and ever. Okay, let me put a link in the show notes to the Twitter post from Blizzard. Okay, now before we do that, I have to flurry here. Yeah, this is like a sustain. This is like a fatigue warlock deck. I may not. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to win against the fatigue warlock deck. Like with that amount of healing. Yeah. Anyway, it's interesting to see how this deck played out. We did come very close early on. If he didn't have that Brand in that Reno in hand to heal like 21 points of health, yeah. So fatigue into LJ, and then get a free Infernal. I don't think we're going to win, but I do like the deck. I do like sort of what you're doing here. You're fatiguing until you can drop Darisan, not so on and so forth. I wonder how well it does against things like Face Hunter. That's the issue, or things like Zulok. Because you have heals, but you necessarily have ward clears. Okay, so we picked up a bunch of packs. Do we need to make any improvements to the deck? So we've got some more. We've got 400 gold. I'm not buying an adventure. Some of you guys may be going, "Oh, you're so close to 700. Buy an adventure." The point of this budget rogue deck is to get as far as possible without having to drop any like large gold amounts or anything like that onto the deck. Okay, let's look at the list. I could probably replace Shadowpen. Actually, I forgot to check last time for rares that sit in the 7+. Yeah, okay, that's horrible. I'm not replacing. We could really actually Blizzard use more rares in the rares and commons in the higher drops. Is there anything that I would change about this deck? I think we're still sitting okay for now. I mean, I would like a second Eviscerate, but I'm not sure what I would take out for it. A second Eviscerate makes this more of a burn deck as opposed to a tempo deck. And this really is just a tempo deck. Healbot is fine. I may want to replace it with any other draw mechanics. The Gnomish is okay, but it's a little slow. Any other draw mechanics that I could draw upon? I could get rid of the Gnomish and put in a second Drake, but what that does to my mana curve, I'm not really keen on that. I'm a big fan of having like this sort of mana curve, having a good distribution, because not only can you curve out well in game, but if you get different combinations of cards in hand, you get to, how do I say? You get to make more powerful plays because you get to spend all of your mana on a given turn. You have more options. That's also sort of why I don't have I don't often run 2 copies of certain of many rogue cards that people tend to run, like such as double backstab, double oil, double flurry. I think that I've said this before, but I'll repeat it again. Anything that would be semi-disastrous or disastrous to top deck into 2 of, like saying you're in the mid game or in the late game and you have no cards in hand, you top deck into 2 Tinker Sharp Sword Oils, it's pretty disastrous. Or you top deck into 2 Blade Flurries and you don't have any weapon buffs, that's pretty disastrous. So in those cases, I keep one of those in my deck and throw the other one. Anyway, that's enough talking. I guess I'll just note this down as severe lack of common/rare 7+ minions. Please fix Blizz. And this will get fixed eventually. Okay, so yeah, just reiterating back on the Winter's Veil thing, I'd like to hear what you guys think. So the Brawl reward is no longer a free classic pack. It's no longer a pack. Yeah. So previous Brawls you get a pack, but now you get a card back. So I get the feeling that for every month, one of the Brawl rewards will be switched to card back. Because there's going to be 3 or 4 Brawls each month, and you only get 1 card back each month. So one of them will be switched to card back, and the others maybe stay on Classic, or maybe move away from Classic. Maybe they'll give you a random card back from the past. I wonder. I'd like to hear what you guys think about this. I have to call it what it is. This business decision from Blizz. I'd like to hear what your feedback is, what you think about it. And yeah, I think it's interesting. I think that they've been wanting to do this for a while, and giving away free packs. Obviously, every time you give away a pack, it reduces the chance that your customer will spend money on an actual pack, spend actual money on an actual pack. But it's hard to say because a free pack does not equate to it. Like, not giving away a free pack isn't the same as not making a sale. It's the same sort of issue as in DRM and pirating. If you pirate movies and games, there's an argument to be made that if someone pirates a game, then they would have bought that game anyway. and therefore the developer or the director or the publishing studio is losing money. But I don't think that's necessarily the case, because if someone has to resort to those means to pirate content, maybe they weren't going to be a customer anyway, and you might not have lost. You definitely I don't think you've lost a full sale. You might not even have lost half a sale or a quarter of a sale. Depending on. I mean, there are numbers out there, and I'm sure there's more research to be done. So chat about pirating. Yeah. So I'm pretty happy with where we are. We're at rank 13. I don't expect to stay at rank 13 because we just happen to run into some really lucky win streaks. But hey, I'm happy to get as far as I can, and with the ranked chest reward, we will get some more resources at the end of the month. Okay, so apologies for you guys who are more into the gameplay and less into me ranting. I'll put a warning. I'll put a spoiler warning or just some warning in the video, just letting people know that the end of the video is going to be mainly just me yapping away. Okay, so just before one more thing before I finish up. You may have noticed that I put another video on my channel that was a Hearthstone casting audition. So there's going to be a link in the show notes. There's going to be a link in the show notes for the Blizzard forum post or the news post on this. But basically they're looking for casters, community casters, to help them out next year in some events. And they're asking people like me to submit basically their work. What can you do? How well do you cast it? So I'm going to put a link to my video in the show notes, and I'm going to put a link to the news post and my video in the show notes. So hopefully you guys can have a look and see what you think. Tell me how you think, and get involved if you also feel like this is something you'd like to do. Okay, so apologies for the long rant. I'd like to thank you guys all in advance for liking, sharing, commenting, and subscribing, all of those good things. I do this for the love, and any gestures of appreciation mean a lot. And once again, I'm going to hope you guys have a wonderful day and a wonderful Christmas. Take it easy over the holiday periods. This is No Dust, signing off. See you next time.